You're listening to Last Word Radio, where you get the last word.
Welcome to the Fourth Line Podcast, part of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB Financial. This is October the 2nd, 2017, and with you today is myself, Carl, and the always wonderful Joel. Joel, welcome.
We're going to start with a little bit of kangaroo court here, Carl.
Uh-oh. What? So, 2 weeks ago we started with the Ranch Act. Today we're jumping straight into the kangaroo court? What is going on?
I charge Carl with fixing the draft order for our fantasy draft.
All right, let's check with the jury. Jury, what do you say? No, Joel, they say not guilty. They say I didn't fix it. I'm good to go.
Fine. This one, the jury is our listeners and not Carl. I charge Carl with being worse than Gary Bettman.
Wow. Wow. That's how we're starting this show.
That is how we are starting the show. For the listeners who are not in the show or in the draft.
Or in the draft, yeah.
Or in the draft. Carl gives himself number one, does not give me and Mike a top 2 or 3 pick so that we can get Austin Matthews. No, he takes Connor McDavid, leaves us to pick 6th or 7th or something like that.
Yeah, you. Who's your first pick? Ovi?
We went Ovi. That was not my preference for the pick there, but we were a team and we had a strategy, and so we went with it. And as much as that was not my preference, it was the pick that we should have made with the strategy that we went going in.
Okay.
So we stuck to our strategy.
So now that the draft's over, can you tell us what the plan was? What was the Shanna plan for Joel's quality team?
So it's not really surprising. So where we picked Brent Burns would have been the pre-ranked pick.
Which would have been Mike's homer pick, right?
Which would have been Mike's homer pick, but you should know why we didn't go Brent Burns.
Because Joel never goes defenseman high.
Ever. So we actually took a defenseman not with the last 4 picks. We took one slightly higher than that, and that felt gross and dirty. So, because I usually only take defensemen with my last 4 picks. I didn't do that. But we almost just did that. So we didn't take Brent Burns. I would have gone Tarasenko, but we went Ovi. Can't really go wrong with Ovechkin. He's going to put up 30 goals.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad pick. Picking 6th, I honestly, in a lot of drafts, I kind of like that because for me, certainly having Connor McDavid number 1, I'm not going to complain. But being on the turn after that first pick just becomes super terrible because trying to plan what you're going to do is impossible. When you're in that mid-round, you can plan it. You can kind of say, okay, this guy should be here in the next 12 picks when I pick again. Instead, I'm trying to budget out 22 picks, and if there's a run on a position, if there's a goalie run in the middle there, which there was right before, I'd kind of waited, and I said, you know what, I'll wait another round to pick my second goalie, and I thought I was going to get one of them. I really wanted Freddie Anderson or Tuukka Rask as my second goalie behind Bobrovsky, and they both went immediately before me. So
we had quite a few picks that were taken that we were not happy that people took them right before us. But we ended up with a team that we both really like. We were going to end up with a player that neither of us really wanted, but we were going to take just to make you upset. But then someone took him before we did, so...
Who was that?
Sebastian Aho.
Oh, see, and I didn't even have him in my queue. I was going Jeff Skinner with that pick the whole way.
Which is hilarious. And this is why I love playing fantasy against you, because you pick guys that are terrible. And I'm so glad that I'm facing you. You went Bobrovsky with your second pick.
I went Tyler Seguin with my second pick.
Whatever. Fine. Third pick. First pick in the third round, Bobrovsky.
Yeah. I really wanted a goalie who could do well for me.
Yeah. He won't, so you should go with someone else. We have a solid goaltending tandem. I like our goalies that we went up with.
Do you want to share with the class who you have?
Martin Jones.
Okay.
Henrik Lundqvist.
Okay.
Varlamov. Very happy about those three.
Interesting. My goalies are. I know you will hate them, and I very well might in the end as well. I have Bobrovsky, Jonathan Quick, and Robin Lehner.
Yeah, you're gonna not like that. See, when you go with a pick like that in the third round of a draft, you want to like the guy. You will not like Bobrovsky by the end of the season.
I think I will. Look, the guy just won a Vezina.
Yeah, he's not. You're not going to like it, but that's okay. We were very happy with our picks. We made sure, so we got Martin Jones. Made sure we had a San Jose Shark because that was important for Mike. It was quickly. Like, it evened out very quickly because I made him take Corey Perry. That he was not happy about that pick.
Did you get any Leafs?
We did not.
No, didn't you? You got Zaitsev, didn't you?
We took Zaitsev, yeah. So we took Zaitsev, but we didn't get any Leaf forwards. No, that's not true. We took Nazem Kadri. Yeah, that's right. We love Kadri in our team. Cleanest player in the NHL. Everybody loves him. He scores all the goals. You wish you had him, but you don't.
I have a different Leaf forward on my team, so I didn't need two.
Who did you have?
I got Willie.
Yeah. Love that pick for you.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic now or not.
I thought that was extremely high for William Nylander. When you picked him, I was like, I can't believe he was on Carl's radar. I love William Nylander, but that was really high.
But again,
I hope you're right, though.
This is like... It gets into my head, like the fact that, like, if I want this guy, I just take him now because he's not going to be there when it comes back to me.
It's true. The one pick that I was surprised about, and I think it was just because everyone got in his head because he's not skating right now, but he's expected to play in their season opener, is Ryan Getzlaf.
He went. I was just about to take him, and then I think Nate ended up with him actually.
Yeah, you wouldn't have got him.
There was a few guys who because there was someone at the end that you took. Who's your last defenseman? Everyone was upset at you. Oh, Provorov. You took Provorov. And just
people were mad about that?
Yeah. Nick wanted him. I wanted him.
So that was Mike's pick. I queued up 4 or 5 defensemen. What sealed the deal is I said that Carl will want him, and so we took him.
Well, you were right. And actually, if you go by picks stolen, Nick Sagan, our friend from over at Wings Nation, he stole all my picks. So for me, he had the best draft.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Nick, you're gonna lose apparently. If that's because I don't know. I think I feel this way all the time, but Mr. Mike and we left the draft with the best team. Not close. We have a great team.
Well, we'll see. We get started this week, Wednesday. We are 2 days away, Joel, from actual NHL hockey happening. Before we get in, what we're going to be doing today is going through some of our total preview. We've done like all the divisions and talked about that. We're going to go into some of the awards, make our Stanley Cup prediction, and it's high sticking time.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do a little high sticking, and we've got a little something to make it a little nicer because there's something that we've omitted in the last bit that will make it up to the high sticking players. So what I want to start with, Joel, before we get into our previews, is just let everyone know about the folks over at ATB Financial. ATB.com/listens. They listen to you. They say, hey, you say we like hockey. ATB says we want to help hockey happen. So they do that. And if they'll do that for you as a hockey fan, imagine what they can do as a bank. So head over there. If you're looking for a new bank, ATB, they're your bank.
There you go. They are the bank that you should be at.
They are. So, Joel, which award do you want to start with? There's lots of them out there. Do you have like a favorite award? Is there an award that like you care about?
Nope.
All right. Do you want to start with? Let's start since we've already talked about it. Let's start with the Vezina.
Okay. I didn't talk about it. You did.
Well, it's the global we. Certainly.
Isn't it the royal we? I've never heard the term global we. What's a global we?
I don't know. It's been a lengthy day, Joel.
Okay, fair enough.
I would, the royal we. The royal we talked about. Let's start the Vezina. Goalie, best goalie. Who is the best goalie in the league this year for you?
Who's going to be the best goalie or who was the best goalie?
Well, we know who won it last year. We're talking this year. Who do you think will win the Vezina Trophy?
I don't know. I was like thinking about this the other day about all the rewards. Like all my picks were really boring. I was like, oh, this guy's going to win. Oh, everyone will pick him. Oh, this guy's going to win. Like it's probably going to be Carey Price. Like odds on favorite, it's going to be him, right?
See, I think like obviously he is the favorite, right, but he wasn't last year. And I think what's going to make it a little bit harder is the fact that Montreal's not going to have as easy of a time in that division this year. So the default of wins is not going to be there. I personally was not going to pick Carey Price.
Okay. Well, I think if I wasn't going to pick Carey Price, I don't even know who are goalies in this league. Maybe like John Gibson. That seems like a solid choice.
If he could stay healthy, that sounds like a great choice.
Go ahead.
My pick's in the exact same category as you. If I'm going Vezina and I'm going, not Carey Price as like the default, and honestly, this is who I would have picked if even without Price. Go Matt Murray.
Nah, I don't like that pick.
I do. Because
obviously.
And next topic. No, I like it because certainly health has been an issue for him in the past. But he is a guy who this is going to be his first chance to have the job. Antti Niemi as the backup there certainly can spell him off when he needs to. I'm not worried about that. I'm also not worried about Niemi stealing the job, which is a huge factor for some of these goalies who have previously had a split. So Murray has that job.
You can't choose a Vezina and then be like, he doesn't have to worry about losing his job. No kidding, he doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
If you're choosing a guy that has to worry about that, newsflash, he's not going to be the Vezina win.
But no, so like last year, you could have easily said, like, even if Murray had have played well enough in the games he had, Marc-Andre Fleury was going to get time. He was going to get substantial minutes. That's not happening in Pittsburgh with Niemi.
Right. How many times in league history has there been a team that has had two legitimate starting goaltenders, though? It's very few.
It's very true, yeah.
Like, that had a shot at potentially winning the Vezina. Although, like, I would even say, like, no, Fleury wasn't winning the Vezina last year, regardless of how many games. So, well, sure, Matt Murray. I don't know. I'm gonna go Gibson. That's gonna be my choice.
Okay, that's your. It's not even a long shot. Do you have a long shot? Like if you were to say, here's like my shot in the dark guy.
Ben Bishop.
Oh, that's a great choice, Joel.
It's a good one, eh?
I'm gonna steal yours. I will also say Ben Bishop is like my long shot guy. Because he's been certainly good enough for many years.
Yeah.
I like that. The only reason that I would be a little more hesitant is just Dallas's defense.
Give up a lot of goals.
Yeah. So if they could find a way, like he's gonna be left out to dry just a little bit some nights.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to. But man, if that guy can stand on his head for every game of the season, and I don't know, he has the ability to. I don't think he's going to have the ability to do it night in and night out like he's going to need to in Dallas.
Yeah.
But I like that Dallas team. I think they should try and trade for a D-man.
I also like that Dallas team. That's why I took Tyler Seguin with my second pick in that draft.
Yeah, you only did that because you had the 2 picks back to back from Bobrovsky. You just love that guy. How can you didn't choose the Columbus Blue Jackets? Carl was trying to pick Tortorella with his first overall pick.
No, it's I'm fine with it. So yeah, Dallas is going to be very good this year. Let's move Norris, best defenseman. Presumably, when you mentioned the boring pick, Brent Burns is the favorite to win the Vezina and the Norris, not the Vezina, just the Norris. He's the favorite to win that one this year. And honestly, I think if I were to, and I am going to make it, that would be my guy. Brent Burns is the guy that I would pick to win the Vezina. Dang it, the Norris. These awards are very hard.
Are you going him just because we don't know if Karlsson, when Karlsson is going to play?
100%. It would be a coin flip. Like if they were both healthy right now,
you'd go Karlsson because you love him.
I do love Karlsson. I very much.
Carl loves Karlsson.
Carl for Karlsson. But the fact that he's not makes it very difficult to go Erik Karlsson. So,
Brent Burns is probably your pick. This was again going back to the draft. We had the opportunity to take Brent Burns. I was not sad. Is it Brent or Brett? I don't even remember. Brent. I keep on saying Brett. I think
I worked with a guy one summer, and I did not know if his name was Brett or Brent, so I switched it every single time I said his name. Worked like a charm, because then eventually he said, "Did you just call me Brent?" I said, "No, I'm well aware your name is Brett. Thank you very much." Didn't realize I was just guessing his name all summer.
That's funny. You're not that's a good pick. I wouldn't have been sad if we had him on our team. But
you still don't know if it's Brett or Brent, do you?
No, I was going to say Burns, and then I decided not to there. It's all so confusing. I'm also trying to type as we go. So I'm multitasking, man.
It's a new era. Joel's been gifted with a new task tonight, which is tracking show notes.
It's not going to go well. You realize this.
Don't worry, I've got a backup right here.
Well, I'm fully anticipating this to be the first and last time based off of the things that I'm pointing out. But that's okay. I'm going to go Norris Trophy winner. I am going to go Roman Josi.
Ooh. I've loved Josi for quite some time and all those Nashville defensemen. So I'm in that corner.
Yeah. So let's go with the one that nobody cares about the most. MVP, Hart Trophy.
Again, easy answer, Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
And that's my answer, is Connor McDavid.
Okay. That's fine. I'm going to go... I don't know where I'm going to go. I'm going to go... You know who I'm going to give some love to this year? I'm going to go Steven Stamkos. I'm going to give some love to that guy. Bounce back year.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like Stamkos.
I picked him with my second pick in my other fantasy hockey league. So,
stop talking about it. We get it. You got Connor McDavid. You fixed it. Get over it.
I like that pick. If I were to go long shot guy, I would probably go with. Ooh. Honestly, I hate.
Just say it. Just say it. Just do it. You know you want to.
Kenny Malkin.
Boo.
No, I was I was going to say, and that's not a long shot. Austin Matthews is not a long shot pick for the Hart Trophy this year.
The fact that you're saying that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Like, I have a guy in my team that people are like, that's not a long shot to be the best player in the league. Yeah, boy.
And
like some of that.
Yeah, I don't think it is at all. So, I don't. None of these people that I'm looking at is like long shot. Like another guy who I was like, this guy could do it. Like a long shot guy, Mark Scheifele. But I'm like, he's played well. He just doesn't get enough credit for it. So like, is Mark Scheifele a long shot Hart candidate?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's my long shot.
I believe Mark Scheifele made my fantasy hockey team.
Oh really? So you really hope I'm right?
I guess so. I don't know. I feel like my love of Mark Scheifele has been well documented. I don't feel like I have to justify my love for him anymore.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, we did. We took him with the pick that we should have been able to take Connor McDavid with.
Your second pick?
I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Okay, let's go. Where do we go next?
Well, there's the Calder, which is the least interesting Calder race ever this year.
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you.
Well, and that's so we're as a group think practice right now. We just got out of our draft. Nico Hischier got picked, and multiple people said, like, is he even going to make the team? Last year, no one was wondering, is Austin Matthews making this team? Because it was obvious. And the fact this year that you're like, are these guys going to make the team? How are they going to perform? What is their season going to be like? There's so many question marks there that you're looking and saying, like, who actually could? So I think the default is Hischier. He was the number one pick. And in New Jersey, he's going to get a ton of time. Even like you look at Nolan Patrick with the Flyers. If he gets plenty of time this year and does well, sure, but there's a lot of other Flyers on that team who can do things. So they don't need him there. So I think for me, that's one pick. Another guy who I think is going to have a huge season, and this would be my pick, is Charlie McAvoy. Defenseman with the Boston Bruins, and I hate having nice things to say about the Boston Bruins, but that would be my pick, is Charlie McAvoy. I liked what I saw from him at the end of last year and into the playoffs. I just see another step for him. So
that's probably my pick. But I'm going to go with Mr. Number, I don't even know what his number is. We're going to go Mr. Number 61, Minnesota Wild, Joel Eriksson Ek. Team Joel.
I like that, yeah.
And his name is Eriksson Ek. Like, not like Eriksson Ek. It's like Eriksson space Ek.
The old double middle name, or double last name.
Double last
one
name.
One of them just being Ek.
Yeah, so it's like, like two first names, always a crowd pleaser. Two last names, and never a crowd pleaser.
I really want Tyson Yost to be in this conversation. I don't think he will be. I also am I'm excited to watch more Josh Ho-Sang this year. So I like him. Apparently he still has rookie status. So
Pierre-Luc Dubois.
No. Not Pierre-Luc Dubois. Most certainly not. Also not Jesse Puljujarvi, who has gone back to the A. Last year he got sent back to junior. Now he's sent back to the A. Jesse Puljujarvi. Not the crowd pleaser that everyone thought he might be behind Line A and Matthews.
I think everyone thought that he was going to take the development was going to be a little bit longer, which I think is okay. Like you're still fine if he doesn't. Even he spends the whole year in the AHL, you're okay about that.
Well, it's the fact, like the Oilers used to rush everyone because they needed warm bodies, right? The fact that now they have Connor McDavid, they can like give someone time to develop and grow. it's a new era there that they can do that. So, yeah, I think that's good, but I don't know. I was not super excited. I did actually get to watch some Oilers preseason. Wasn't super excited from what I saw. We'll see. Maybe another year, a little bit smart, a little bit more time to work on those skills. But I'm not holding my breath for Puljujärvi.
Yeah, probably. Puljujärvi or Pierre-Luc Dubois, who would you rather have? Your franchise winning a Stanley Cup in the next 20 years depends on it.
Who would give me a roster to work off of? Because if I'm the Oilers, I go with whoever has the highest upside. And in that case, I would probably go Puljujärvi.
The New Jersey Devils.
The New Jersey Devils are a team that could use
a franchise player.
Yeah. I'm going Jesse.
Fair enough. Who wins Coach of the Year?
Who wins Coach of the Year? Well, last year, it should have been given to Michael Babcock.
Yeah, it should have been.
And I think the fact that it didn't last year, I feel that the Jack Adams is always 1 year behind what they're doing sometimes.
It wasn't last year.
Right. Last year was an example of it not being. That they gave it to Torts based off of his fantastic start to the season, mediocre finish.
Yeah.
Which is also un-Jack Adams-like. I feel like they've realized that every coach they hand this award to just gets fired soon after. So maybe they need to reevaluate what it means to be a good coach, which is true. Patrick Waugh should not have won. Patrick
Waugh, Bob Hartley, Barry Trotz, Tortorella, all guys who have moved to new teams recently.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that it should be Babcock, but the reason that I am hesitant to is because how much different can he perform than last year? He did a fantastic job with that team. The fact that he was able to get the lines working well, and those were, if you were at the start of the season, if I were to tell you that those were the Leafs lines by the end, you would probably have said that's not smart. That's not what works. And it worked fantastically.
Yeah. Babcock knows what he's doing. You got to think he gets a Lifetime Achievement Award one of these years. You have to.
And that's probably what it is.
You can't go and give one of the best coaches of all time and never have him win the Jack Adams. And I know that there's people out there being like, well, is he actually one of the best coaches of all time? Because he's never won a Jack. No, he is. I don't really care that he hasn't got voted in as the best coach one season. But Mike Babcock is one of the best coaches of all time. Probably, where do you put him in coaches of all time? Current NHL coaches, where do you put him? The last 10 years, say.
Of active quality, I would put him and Quenneville at the top. And that's it. I think those are the top two. Maybe Hitchcock in there.
Not 10 years ago, yeah. Not anymore, though.
Well, but you had said of the last 10 years, so
yeah, exactly. So it's just crazy that he's never actually won. How did he not win in those Anaheim Ducks, Detroit Red? How did he not win any of those?
I think part of that was just his team was good, yeah, and that's going to hurt him now for sure.
I was going to say that's going to hurt him now because all of a sudden, I think everyone's expecting the Leafs to make the playoffs. Most people have them as a playoff team.
Oh yeah, the Leafs are. If the Leafs are not a playoff team, he's definitely not winning the Jack Adams. I think that's a solid. It's down to 16 teams who wins the Jack Adams. If you don't make the playoffs, you're not you're not doing that. I don't care how much of a jump you make. So
yeah, and if the Leafs don't make the playoffs, it's because of an injury. Like you're seeing Austin Matthews go down, Marner, Frederick Anderson, Morgan Riley. Like you're seeing one or two key injuries. But so if you don't go Babcock, I don't know where you go. I don't even know coaches of other teams.
Yeah, there's not a ton of great, because like typically you look at it and you're like, okay, who's like a new coach or who's a coach that's going to do something? And honestly, I think that what you need to do is you need to look at who is a good coach. Like Mike Babcock is, to me, the best coach in the league. So he should win it. If you're going to go to a different team, there's no one else. I don't even want to make a pick for like a long shot team, because anything else is just silly.
It's your same guys. Like it's the same guys that like you could see Quenneville winning. You could see Vigneault winning if Rangers do well and make the playoffs in that division.
Yeah, like you could, like if Montreal goes the whole way, you could see them winning it there. Like it's going to be one of the top performers. That's what we saw last year, right? We saw Columbus make a big jump, and Torts was a finalist. We saw Edmonton make a big jump. McClellan was a finalist. We saw Toronto make a big jump, and Babcock was a finalist. So who are the teams who are going to make a big jump this year? You could look at, I'm obviously slightly biased in this, but the Hurricanes are a team that a lot of people have moving into a playoff spot. So, there you could be looking at one. If Stamkos is around for a full season, does John Cooper save his job and win a Jack Adams and then get fired the next season like Jack Adams winners do? You could see that. If the Islanders are magical and can do something, like these were all small sample size. Like Doug Weight last year when he took over on the Island had a fantastic record and almost got that team back into the playoffs. If he can do what he did for that small time over the full season, he could win it. Like there's just so many what ifs when it comes to the Jack Adams that, halfway through the season you look and you're like, well, who didn't we expect to be in the playoffs? Hand that guy an award.
Yeah. All right, is that pretty much it? Are we going to go through like the ones that we don't really understand how they choose them?
What else is there? Because we've done the Calder.
We're the four main ones. There's the Lady Byng, the Selke.
No, we're not going to go through
Lady
the Lady Byng and the Selke.
Seriously, like, go look at the guys who had the least amount of penalty minutes last year and choose one of those guys.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was. I don't know if Austin Matthews was actually like nominated for the Lady Byng, but he probably could have been with the amount of penalty minutes. I'm pretty sure that's all they take into account.
It's a nice default for sure, right? You don't have to think about it.
Okay, well, there's your awards.
Yeah, let's get into some teams, because now we've got the team awards. You've got the President's Trophy.
Yeah.
The Washington Capitals, perennial winners of said trophy. Yeah. Who do you think is the best regular season team this season?
Because of their division, feels gross. I don't know if I actually had this when we went through the division, but I'm thinking maybe Edmonton.
It's not a long shot. Like that's probably what I would go as well, just because of how tough some of these other divisions are. Like, I think, and we'll get to that. I don't think my Cup winner is going to make it just because they're in a tough division. I honestly would say either Anaheim or Edmonton. One of those two teams
wins the Presidents. I'm going to go, as dirty as it makes me feel, I'm going to go Edmonton.
Don't you miss the days where we could just talk about the Oilers stink and just laugh about it? And now it's
I'm so excited when Draisaitl's a bust. It's going to be a great feeling when he has 100%. One goal.
Yeah.
Like, when he has one goal in 2 months, don't worry. We'll jump back on that wagon, guys. We will jump back on that Oilers hate.
It's all right, Joel. Leon Draisaitl can definitely center his own line. Don't worry about it. He can do that.
Yeah, in the AHL.
Put Puljujarvi on his wing.
And we're back.
That didn't take long. Man, it feels good to be home.
Good times. Okay, so
all right.
Then we're just going to do Eastern Conference, Western Conference representatives in the Stanley Cup?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am going to take from the Western Conference the...
Well, guys, this is going to be good. The lead-up is just...
Oh, I don't... I'm going to take St. Louis.
I don't even think I have St. Louis in the playoffs.
I don't think I do. Let's go. I'm going Minnesota. Minnesota. Stanley Cup finalists.
No. Disagree. Hard disagree. I look at the... It's just... I'm going to go Dallas.
Here's my thinking on this, Joel. So, you've got the Pacific Division. And it's going to come down to San Jose, Anaheim, and Edmonton. Mm-hmm. It should probably be one of those three.
Yeah, but you don't want it to be one of those three.
No, you know what? I'll switch it because it should be one of those three.
Okay.
And I will go with Anaheim.
Okay.
That's my pick.
That's your most likely. I think I probably would have gone Anaheim, Chicago. But I'm going to go with a bit of a longer shot just because it's not here's the thing. If I say Anaheim's the Cup final representative in however many months time, I'm like, yeah, so you called it. Everyone's going to be like, wow, congrats. But if I say Dallas and I'm right, everyone will be like, wow, you're smart. And then we can then we could be like the Fourth Line Podcast gurus.
The home of smart people.
The
smart
home
person.
So I'm going to go Dallas.
Okay.
Dallas is the representative in the Western Conference.
All right. I will go with the Pittsburgh Penguins. 3 in a row going to the Cup final.
Wow.
Again, I'm not out here wowing people. I know you keep saying the word wow.
Wow.
But 3 in a row is nothing to write home about. Now, when Joel picks Dallas and Carolina as his final, and he's right, whew.
First, no one will watch that finals. Second,
I will be. I'll have my Jeff Skinner jersey on.
Jeff Skinner's actual jersey because he won't be actually playing.
Yeah, he'll be hanging out.
I am going to go because why not? Toronto Maple Leafs, Stanley Cup Finals.
Boo.
Why are you booing that? Because I chose the team that I want to be there and they have a chance to be there?
Yes, that is exactly why. Because
I've never been in this place for a very long time where I could choose my team in a somewhat reasonable way to be the Stanley Cup representative. So I'm going to.
Okay, well, I can't change your mind. So you have the Dallas Stars and the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Stanley Cup final.
That's because I'm going a bit long shot. It's probably going to be, I'm going to go. I'm going to go Dallas. I'm going to stay strong there, Dallas.
Okay. Now, do you want to know what the actual Stanley Cup odds are presently?
Oh, they're going to be astronomical. If I could get someone to take that bet, it would be through the roof.
All right. I'm just pulling them up here. Odds, futures. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's what you want. There you go. You got that down.
No, that's future games. No, here we go. Yeah. So, Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah.
Let's go with Bodog. They're a solid choice. Toronto Maple Leafs. 14-1 odds.
That's actually not
to
as
win
high
the Stanley
as I
Cup.
thought it was going to be. That's not nearly as high as I thought it was going to be. There's a lot. There must be a lot of money going down on Toronto. I don't know if they've moved at all.
Wow. Who do you think Bodog has as their third favorite? So, Pittsburgh, Edmonton, top two.
Yeah.
Who's third?
I'm going to go with a team like Columbus.
It is the Tampa Bay Lightning.
No.
Tampa.
This is fine.
11-1 odds.
And Toronto's 14-1. Toronto's high there.
And right after Tampa, it's a logjam of. Now, Joel, here's where it gets exciting. Anaheim.
Yeah.
Washington, the Washington Capitals.
Why am I excited right now?
Because the other two teams in that tie, your Dallas Stars and your Toronto Maple Leafs.
There you go. So,
tied 14-1. So you actually, that wouldn't be that crazy of a bet with the old gambling folks. They're in the same boat as you.
I like that though. So I'm sticking with Toronto, Dallas. You're going Pittsburgh, Minnesota.
Anaheim and Pittsburgh.
Oh, right. I forgot. You
Yeah,
did
switch
say, I would like to point out that you did throw out Minnesota there one time, and I have, I don't even know why you would say that.
I don't know why I would either.
Like, what in your right mind was like, you know who would be a good Stanley Cup winner? Devin Dubnyk. That guy's got it down.
That's honestly the only reason that I picked them was Devin Dubnyk. You know that I've turned the corner on old Devin. I don't know what they call Devin believers in Minnesota, but
Devonians.
yes, that. You're right. That is what they call. So,
If they don't, they should.
yeah. So the actual odds to win the Eastern Conference, Toronto has better odds than the Washington Capitals. They are third behind Pittsburgh and Tampa.
As they should be.
Yeah, and then Dallas is one. They're a bit further down. They're probably fifth or sixth in the West to win. So
There you go. This is some good stuff.
if you work off of those odds together, Joel, the odds of you getting the Dallas Toronto bet together is wait for my math, 139-1.
No, it'd be higher than that to nail those together. I don't know how they come up with that, but it'd be way higher than that.
I multiplied the 6-1 for Toronto to make the Cup final, and the 6.5-1 for Dallas to make the Cup final. That's how I came up with that.
I don't know how they do that, but to nail that specific of a bet, I think it's way higher odds.
Well, I'm gonna say 39-1. Those are the odds I'm giving you.
I wouldn't take that. There's no way. Those types of future bets are crazy. Only guys like Floyd Mayweather do that kind of stuff.
That's why he has so much debt.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to go through some other gambling odds? Do you think they have?
I don't know what they have.
I don't see a whole lot. Let's go into odds here. See what they have for. That's just for games. No one wants that.
Okay. So here's what you're doing. Here's what we need to do, I think. What's next? What do we got to do next? What else do we have to do on this show?
We have to. There was a signing in the NHL today. We got to talk about that.
Oh, man. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Mr. Jagr.
I don't understand why. To me, I don't understand, one, why he picked the Flames. Because over St. Louis, who was, was my first pick to make the Cup final. So it came out today that St. Louis made him an offer, and he's told them, no, I'm signing with a different team.
Yeah.
He signed for $1 million and another $1 million in bonuses. That's a $2 million contract. So apparently
the bonuses are very reachable.
Yeah. So it's just I'm looking at it as $2 million.
Yeah.
So even if he hits all those bonuses, gets $2 million, you have to think one of these teams could have it's only $2 million. There are so many teams out there with that much cap space who could certainly use someone like him.
He wants to win the cup.
I still don't understand why it took him until the Monday before the season started to sign somewhere. Because you know what? Like, sure, I know that hockey players these days are in shape. But I know that he did reasonably well last year, but he's still 45 years old. Like, it takes a 45-year-old just a little bit longer to get going than it does a 22-year-old when you have, Anthony Athanasiou holding out. Sure, he can come in and get up to speed pretty quickly. The Red Wings are going to lose anyways. It doesn't matter. But you're bringing in Jagr to win.
So you don't need him to get up to speed that quickly.
What, you're just saying just as long as he's ready for the playoffs, you're fine?
Yeah, I would imagine so. As long as you're ready for the trade deadline.
Well played.
Did you see what I did there?
I did.
I hope all you Flames fans saw what I did there.
He's going to net you a real nice second-round pick.
Yeah, maybe even a third. Do you think they'll make him cut his hair?
No. It's not...
I would.
Well, that's why he wouldn't sign with you.
Could you imagine if I was the owner of a team?
I can't.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a word.
You don't think it would be fun?
To own a team?
Man.
I think it would be incredibly fun to have like the perks of owning a team, yes. 100%. Right.
You're not allowed in my box.
Well, so is it fun for you to own a team? 100%. If I just get to be along for the ride?
Yeah. And just like
absolutely.
Watch, I would be... Because like, you don't really hear from owners in the NHL.
Not until they want you to buy them a stadium.
Chris King? Christoph King? Ken King?
Ken King is the president. You don't hear from the Flames owner.
Who's the king?
Ken King from the Flames.
He's the owner.
He's not the owner.
Who's the owner of the Flames?
Alan
Markin.
Yeah, it's like a conglomerate-y thing.
See, you never hear from owners. If I was an owner of an NHL team, you from me.
What would you do? Because here's the thing. The NHL owners pay Gary Bettman a lot of money to make himself look like an idiot and have us all hate him so that we don't hate them.
I would 10 games a year, I would hold raffles to watch the game with me in the box.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
All the popcorn and peanuts you want.
Ooh, unlimited popcorn and peanuts?
Yeah. And every year, I would... What was it? The Seattle MLS team did this at one point. They held a team vote, like a public vote, on like a player. Should we keep this guy or not?
Are you serious?
It's something like that. I'm gonna search this, but I would do stuff like that.
Like Joel puts up a Twitter poll, like, should we sign Jaromir Jagr, yes or no?
Yeah.
And then depending on that, yes, okay, should we sign him for $3 million or $4 million?
Exactly. So, I'm trying to think. I'm going to find this. Okay, so they voted on the retention of a general manager.
So that's how the general manager either kept his job or got fired.
Yeah, so the membership supporters, the first vote, members may also be elected to the Alliance Council. The first vote on retaining or replacing Sounders general manager was scheduled to be held between October to December of 2012. 13,775 votes were placed. And Hanauer was retained by the Sounders Alliance membership.
Wow.
Interesting fact, do you know who the chairperson of the Sounders FC Alliance of members is?
Ooh. Is it the Starbucks guy?
No. It's Drew Carey.
What?
Yeah.
The Drew Carey?
The Drew Carey.
Why does Drew Carey, a guy well known for his love of the city of Cleveland, have a stake in a Seattle sports team.
He's from Seattle, isn't he?
This is...
I don't know.
I am surprised about everything that's happening right now.
Oh, never mind. You are correct. He was born in Cleveland. Why is he on a Why he's a minority owner, and then elected by this by the members who own. So like this team must be owned by the public, someone.
And the public's decision was, and that makes sense with that. Their decision was to name. Okay, yeah. So it is. It's Paul Allen.
Yeah.
He owns the team.
Yeah.
And he's, owns the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Drew Carey, and then a couple other guys who I don't know who they are.
The Sounders Alliance was established at the request of Drew Carey, and based on this fan association, members of the alliance have the ability to vote on the removal of the general manager and other team decisions. Season ticket holders automatically become members, where non-season ticket holders may buy into this. This is the kind of stuff I would do as an owner.
So do you think that they would have done it, or do you think Drew Carey would have just stood up and said, like, hey, this is the place where the votes are made up and we don't care what you do?
Well done. I don't know. Wouldn't that be fun, though? Just like, I don't know if I'd do general manager, but I'd be like, so like, there's these like the 23rd spot on the roster. It's like we got, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like I only know the Leafs. So the Leafs: Josh Levo, Altonen, Caspi Kapanen. Vote. Who do you want on the team? Fan vote ends by Saturday night at 9 p.m. Winner. He stays on the team.
I think here's a more important one. Like concession items voted on, right? So like
that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, what do you want? Like, and you could have like a half season rotation. You switch it. You've been going to those games. There's 41 home games. You want something different. You don't want to eat the same thing every game. So you go and you're like, all right, do you want pulled pork nachos, or do you want
or get the Toonie Tuesday. Every Tuesday night game, they vote on one aspect of the concession that turns into a toonie.
It's like hot dogs, nachos, pretzels.
Ice cream. Something like that.
Oh. Joel, you know what?
I'm a man of the people.
We're buying a team. It's official. I'm sold.
This would be fun stuff. Then like month of September, vote on the first intermission entertainment, mascot hockey, Timbit hockey, human curling. Go.
Oh, it's always human curling.
I don't know. I like me some mascot hockey.
Have you ever seen the bowling one? That's like essentially the curling, but instead they get like flown and they have to hit things. That's always more fun.
You know the one that I don't like is whenever they put the shopping cart on the ice.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, why are you doing this? Why is there a shopping cart on the ice? Why did you go down to the co-op and steal a shopping cart? Because like, where do you get a shopping cart?
Yeah, they don't just like. Because for that, you're literally storing shopping carts at the stadium just for this one-off game.
Yeah,
it's incredibly ill-advised.
Well, so I don't know. I don't know where we got onto this.
I don't know, but I like where we ended up. High sticking, it's back.
Oh, high sticking.
Just the highest of sticks. Joel, do you remember how high sticking works?
I just gave myself a high five.
That's allowed.
It's kind of like a clap.
You came up with some great owners' policies, so I support that. Can you hear that fire truck? He's being very loud.
I cannot.
Okay, that's fine.
I've been looking. There's a spider near me. I've been looking for him all night.
You have giant spiders in your house.
Not so much in my house anymore.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad, because it was a little terrifying.
Did I tell you about The Office the other day?
You sent me a picture of the two of them
that's right.
on the wall.
Friggin' monster spiders in my office. I had to do things to get them to die.
Yeah, what was your final strategy?
So I killed one with my shoe, then the other one behind my desk. So I got the vacuum and sucked that bad boy up.
Ooh, smart.
Yeah, it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a footprint on my wall in my office.
I like that. That's
with,
very
like,
nice.
Spider jets.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
So high sticking is
Yeah.
everyone's favorite game day activity.
Yeah.
What we do is every game day, we put out a game of the day, and we pick it on this episode. And we say for the next week, here is the must-watch game of the day. And then you pick one player from each team that you think will score the game-winning goal.
Yeah.
Now, here's something that I wanted to propose to you, Joel.
Okay.
Do we wish to keep it as the game-winning goal, or do we wish to switch and have it be the first goal?
No, I like game-winning goal.
All right, let's let it ride.
What do you want?
I'm very okay with the game winner. It works. People like it. Why mess with success?
Yeah, I feel we've tried to change high sticking to something else a few times, and every time we come back to game-winning goals.
It works. We did make one change last year. So if you stopped playing last year, 3 points are handed out potentially. You can get up to 3 points every day. If you pick the game winner, you get 3 points. If the guy you picked gets the first assist on the winner, you get 2 points. If he gets the second assist on the winner, you get 1 point. If he scores on an empty net, it's the exact same. Nothing changes.
I was wondering where you were going with that. What if the guy scores on his own net?
If it's an own goal, you owe us a mini stick. That's what happens.
Okay, with our faces on it.
Yeah. And that's the prize. So we tally it up, and for whatever amount we have for that length,
Not the prize.
we give out a prize. And Joel, there's prizes this year. Here's my thought. So we've got this, which is a puck.
Have we told them that we have pucks?
Yeah, and this is what I was saying before. So we've got the sticks from before. We've got the pucks now. Now, a few weeks ago, we dropped the ball. We put it out there to people. Tell us the funniest name for you in hockey. And
I think you're being a little kind to the listeners. You be good cop, I'll be bad cop. You go.
Okay. You guys sent them in, and we didn't read them. And then Mike and I, on the fifth line last week, we were supposed to read them and hand one out. We got so distracted with Summer Girls that it never came up. We didn't even get to Mike's weird question. We just talked about Summer Girls and Chinese food the entire time. Didn't happen. So we've neglected. We said we would hand out a stick. We didn't. Or a puck. We said you'd get a puck, and it didn't happen.
Which is true, but I was underwhelmed with the submissions. That was part of the problem.
That's why you didn't have that fervor.
Yeah, it's just I would say as much as we forgot and just didn't do it, I was a little underwhelmed with the submissions.
Okay.
But also you're much nicer and people like you more, and so and you might be right, but I don't know. I don't like putting blame on myself.
I'm not blaming you either.
I know, but I feel like, I don't like putting blame on. That was a global us.
Okay.
Or whatever. That was a royal me.
All right. So
I would be speaking of royal me, I would be a great king.
What would you vote on for Toonie Tuesdays as a king?
Chicken strips.
Ooh. So here's my thought, Joel. Typically, we've done it where it's the whole month. So whoever's first after the month.
Mm-hmm.
Because we neglected to hand out the last one.
Yep.
We're not going to go back. I don't have those tweets. I don't have those submissions. I apologize to everyone. To make it up, I'm saying we hand out one halfway through October, and
Okay.
then we hand out one at the end of October.
Are we allowing people to choose their prize until we're out of one?
I think we do. I think we say if you want a puck, when you win, you tell us if you want a puck or a stick,
Yeah.
and we'll send it to you. And that, if you've won high sticking before, and you're like, yeah, I've got a mini stick. I don't need it. Hey, this brand new puck, no one's gotten one yet. Actually, Joel doesn't even have one yet.
Which a little upset about, by the way.
So sorry.
I don't think you are. I didn't feel that.
I have been. I don't know if you know this, Joel. I've started school. I'm busy.
Maybe next week.
Maybe I can find time over Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay.
But I will get you a puck. As a member of the fifth line, I'll send Mike a puck, and then we can all have pucks. And then by the middle of October, if someone else wants one, they can have one if they win or if they want a stick. So you get to pick your fourth line. And there's I don't know how many, Joel, because we both have some mini sticks. I've got about 10 or 15 left.
I have about that many too.
I've got this many. That many sticks left, Joel.
You're not even putting them in the picture. So literally, so not only are the listeners not seeing,
no one is able to see.
You maybe have 10. That's maybe 7.
5, 6, 7, 11. I have 11.
I have 11 picks. Okay, so here you go. Carl, do you want your Stanley Cup matchup as the first game high sticking thing of the year?
My Blues and Penguins?
Yeah, there's a game there.
I actually would go with the Flames Oilers. That would be my pick.
You can pick that, and that'll be the game. I will not be watching that, nor would I ever watch that.
Because you will be busy watching Leafs and Jets, which is on earlier. But that's the first high-sticking game of the year. So Wednesday, let us know your picks for Flames versus Oilers.
And then we're gonna watch a little Penguins, Blackhawks Thursday night.
We're gonna have to slow this down. I am my quick writing skills for catch up to high sticking not there yet. Thursday, Pittsburgh-Chicago is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
All right, and then that brings us to Friday. Friday, the Vegas Golden Knights.
Is that their first game?
And the Dallas Stars.
That
is their first game. That is, yeah. So we're going there.
I guess we have to watch that.
Yeah. Friday night, Dallas and Vegas.
Is that in Vegas?
No, that is in Dallas. But it's still their first game.
Okay. So, let me get this straight, NHL. You opened a franchise on the road? Actually?
Yeah, they did.
That's not... No. Did they actually do that?
Yeah.
Man, Batman. How did... You can't open a franchise on the road.
They just did.
That's dumb.
Unless I'm confirming, unless the bottom team, no, Joel. Not only are they starting them on the road, they're starting them on the road twice.
That's messed up.
All right, Saturday. Who do you got?
Yeah, I will be watching Toronto. I don't know who they're playing, but that's who I'll be watching.
They're playing
Is that the game we want?
New York Rangers. Yeah, I'm very okay with a Rangers-Leafs game that day.
Or do you want to give Tiny some love and go San Jose Kings, little California rivalry?
We get San Jose Kings a lot during the season. I feel like that gets picked at high sticking at least once or twice. We're going to go the first Saturday of the season. We're going Leafs. We're going Rangers.
Not the 11 o'clock game. Colorado Avalanche. It's like, hey, first Saturday of the year. Yeah, let's put a game in the morning.
Actually, you know what? We're not going to go Rangers, and I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Because there's only one game on Sunday, and it's the Rangers and the Habs.
Fine. We're going to go... I don't know. There's no good games. Let's go with your Stanley Cup matchup. Minnesota, Carolina.
There you go. My Canes get their first selection as my bandwagon team.
Dude, that's the one and only time we're gonna choose.
No, I'm gonna be going heavy.
Minnesota. No, we're not. We're not gonna let you.
And then Sunday, only one game. Again, NHL wants to start the season strong and just have one game on their 5th day of the season.
They don't want to go up against Sunday Night Football.
I guess not. So they're just shove the Habs there.
We're gonna go Canadian. Are we gonna choose a Canadian Thanksgiving game or no?
Yeah, let's do that.
Can we go Toronto there? Toronto Blackhawks?
Let's do it.
I'm okay with that.
All right. Well, there you go, Joel. That is our first high sticking. We'll be doing this every season, every game, every season. This
Not
is
every game.
Every day.
Every day. We are not choosing every game. That is too much work. We do not support that.
And again, that's the global we when in regards to that. We did every game in the playoffs last year. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work.
Yeah, I know. I was just
Joel almost had to hire Butler to do his high sticking for him.
Yeah. We got anything else?
I think
hockey's Wednesday.
Hockey's in 2 days. Do you want to know about a podcast you should listen to?
I do.
Okay. This is one of our friends from the Alberta Podcast Network. Obviously, big fans of all the shows over there. And I know this is one not entirely your wheelhouse, Joel, but it is for a lot of people. It's called the Northern Nerdcast. You can find them on Twitter, the Northern Nerd Network, Northern_nerd. And they're a show that talks about kind of all things nerdy. They just had an episode from the Edmonton Expo where they were talking to some of the folks from a lot of things, and most of them I do not know, but I know the people they talk to, the people from Supernatural, Lord of the Rings, and Star Trek. Those are all things I've heard of, and I'm fairly certain that they're incredibly popular things. So check them out, the Northern Nerdcast, Northern_nerd on Twitter. Go over there and check out just a great show that talks about nerdy things.
Do it. Did we get a response from... Didn't we pose a question last week to that show? That's So Maven. Did we ever hear back from them? Did you ever send them the question? You didn't, did you? That's okay, Carl. We still love you. That's a global lead.
Well, thanks, Joel. Did you send them the question?
No.
Okay. Well,
when have I been known to ever do anything?
You do things.
As soon as the show's over, I basically forget about it.
Until next week, when I message you at 5 o'clock and say, "Hey, Joel, when are we recording the show?"
We almost did. Should we tell them how we almost broke up tonight?
Yeah, this show almost was. This is the start of our 4th season.
Yeah.
On the 4th line, very exciting, and it almost didn't happen. I
thought I was being funny. Apparently, I wasn't. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
It's sometimes difficult to know when someone is prepared for a joke. Tonight, when I was trying to plan out the rest of the evening and recording the show, apparently wasn't one of those times.
I did not know that.
Well, and I didn't tell you. I didn't say.
It's true. It was a moment that we had to work through together. It took a lot of effort and hard work and commitment, but we're here.
And I think that's what helps make this show. At this point, I don't know how long we've actually been. It's over an hour. I don't know if anyone's still listening. So, if that's the case,
and we don't care.
That's what makes us great. That's what makes this thing work. Other things. So, Joel, this actually will happen. So, one thing that has been taking up some of my time when it comes to podcast-related things is we have been going through this NHL 31 teams in 31 days preview, which as soon as we finish this, I'm going to go finish writing the Washington Capitals one. because that needs to happen. Then we're done tomorrow. So one thing that will happen, we will be sending out shortly-ish. I know we plugged it before, but some changes to our Patreon will be coming. We just need to put some finishing touches on those. And it might come out in stages. It might be like a partial change and then another change, and it's all for the better.
Not that we need any, I don't know. We just happen to be in some, both of ourselves are in some busy times in our lives outside. As you may or may not know, we are not full-time podcasters.
And if you want us to be, you can support us on Patreon.
Was not the point of it. As much as I appreciate our Patreon support. No, I was just saying, I think that's the biggest reason why some of this stuff is probably like the high sticking thing, the not rolling out the Patreon stuff as quickly. We're in a busy time in our lives.
Who knew, Joel, that starting full-time school while also still working substantial hours took so much time and energy?
Well, I could have told you that, but...
Well, where were you a month ago?
Trying to figure out my own stuff.
Yeah, that's true. It is... One of these days we'll do like a fifth line where we just talk about our lives.
I'm hoping to find some light at the end of my tunnel here. You've got like 3 years left.
It's only like 2. I'm 3 weeks in to this 2-year adventure.
I'm hoping my life's back to normal come the new year, but
I hope your life is too.
Yeah. I hope that, Carl, your life is fulfilled in everything that you do. This is just getting all touchy.
Do we want to talk about everything we're thankful for with Thanksgiving coming up this weekend now?
No, we got to do that on Monday because we're going to record on Monday.
Truth.
Aren't we? I hope so.
I hope so.
Or Sunday?
We'll record this weekend. That'll happen.
Are you going to have turkey?
I'm actually having turkey all 3 days this weekend.
That's a lot of turkey. I don't think I'm having turkey any day. My family's leaving me Thanksgiving. So I'm spending Thanksgiving by myself.
That's sad. No wonder you want your life to get back to normal.
Yeah, I joined a ball team to play a Thanksgiving Day tournament, which like normally I wouldn't do because like it's like a family holiday. So, but since I don't have any family around, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Play slow pitch.
Great choice. Well, Joel, let's let the folks know, both people who are still listening to this show at this point.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Zoe. Because that's about it.
Yeah. I think Joe listens to the end too.
And you know who are great? You know who I'm thankful for? This is the one shout out that I'll give. Our writers. They're such a great group.
There.
Over at the Fourth Line Podcast. What's our website? I don't even know.
thefourthlinepodcast.com.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They are. They are all quite fantastic. Mike, Joe, Lane, Alex, Gwen, and all the folks over there. Thank you for that.
Mike even wrote nice things about the Leafs.
Yeah, that he was not okay about that, but he did it.
Yeah, because I had to bail.
It's true, because life.
Because life.
Well, Joel, you can head over to our Twitter, at Fourth Line Podcast, thefourthlinepodcast.com. Tomorrow, the Winnipeg Jets, that'll be the last preview. Then we've done it. We've finished them all. We only missed one day, as long as I finished the Capitals one tonight. And we did that one, yeah.
That's good.
We made the Stars wait a couple days. That's fine. So, yeah, I'm quite proud of everyone over there. And then, obviously, high sticking. Tune into high sticking on Twitter. You can play that. You can win things. You want this rubber, bouncy, fantastic puck. You want to be the 4th person in the world to have one of these. Play high sticking and win. Be good. Patreon.com/fourthlinepodcast. Obviously, the Alberta Podcast Network. Thanks to everyone over there. Thank you to you, the listeners, both of you who are still listening. Boom City.
Boom City.